Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And it did get pretty mad yesterday. As some of you may have realized, AI took over my phone basically with an update that I did, and then found myself wrestling with the beast. Basically, the beast was trying to stop me from accessing my Wi-Fi, throttling me as I was trying to upload videos. It was crazy, and I had to do a factory reset on the day of the new moon and start all over again. And I'm only just limping back to life since AI has colonized my phone. It seems to have required some sort of brain damage. All rather sinister, don't you think? But an interesting learning experience for me, and possibly this is one of those awkward segues. Possibly the has-been has had something of a learning experience as well, because today we are investigating the theme of regret, and two stories that have come out that indicate he might have been having some doubts and some second thoughts about some life choices. The first one is about the choice to move to California, and this comes from Geo News, and it's headlined "Harry's starting to think." It does continue after that, but it did amuse me that Harry is starting to think. Anyway, Harry is starting to think that they made a huge mistake moving to California, and this is as a result of Meghan showing faces of the littles on the Father's Day tribute to the has-been, and that came amidst, and I'm quoting, unrest in California. Harry, and I'm quoting some more, can't believe the Instagram post went up on the most violent of weekends in recent history, and one that needed US Marines to intervene. It was supposed to be a Father's Day surprise, but Harry was stunned by the timing. Some days, the only way he can see to keep his family safe is to get away from LA. Oh, how paranoid he is, and what a nightmare he must be to live with. And that is not from Geo News, that is from me, your faithful tarot reader. And it goes on, it's quite an interesting article, it goes on to say that seeing the rest of the royals look so happy, juxtaposed with what, does he know what juxtaposed means? Just asking. Juxtaposed with what he has to deal with. Choppers flying overhead constantly, it tells us, it's easy to see why he has regrets, and he's increasingly frustrated with Meghan's approach, basically showing the littles at every opportunity, regardless of what is going on in the big bad world. And those choppers flying overhead, interesting, don't you think? A bit Apocalypse Now, and that's our working title for this reading. Triggering for Harry. He clearly is suffering from, let me say, not clearly, I speculate, he is suffering from some sort of PTSD, and I do have some sympathy for him if that is the case. And I am going to remind you, as I brandish the Lunar Soul Tarot in front of you, that this is just a tarot reading for fun and entertainment, and it's all my opinion and all my speculation and just energy, and disclaimer in the box below. We're going to ask how comfortable he is living in California. Does he like his life there? And we are going to ask as well whether he regrets moving to California, that freedom flight he took on Tyler Perry's jet. We're going to ask about the safety for the Parkles. Are they safe where they are? Not from irate YouTubers whose phone have been taken over by AI, but, by the raging mob. Basically, are they safe in California? And then I want to know about those choppers flying overhead and how Harry feels when he hears them. That's a serious question, so we'll dial down the snark a bit there, I think. And then, would he like to leave? Would he like to move? Where would he like to go? And will he, at some stage, call the moving van and get those boxes packed? I wonder what he would take. I don't think they arrived with much in Montecito. Did they ever have anything? They had the couch that Meghan allegedly bought on her credit card because Harry was so deprived as a member of the royal family. Oops, We have some revealed cards there, but never mind. She had to buy furniture on her credit card. Interesting, she had to buy it on her credit card when she was worth $5 million, allegedly. So many interesting things, don't you think? Anyway, let's see what the cards have to tell us about Harry and the turmoil that he is allegedly in when it comes to life choices. The Magician. Interesting. Underlying energies. Manifesting is a very powerful card of spin. I wonder who's spinning what. They do have this new team, the Disruptors, as Neil Sean constantly calls them. Do you think they're working for Has-Been as well? Or do you think Has-Been has got his own team of Disruptors that will sort of counter briefing against the Disruptors? Because that's a PR card. This is all about the spin. Who's spinning what? Who's the audience? Do you think it's us? Do you think it's the royals? What is going on? When I get the Magician on the tarot table, I am inclined not to believe the evidence of my own eyes. Or my own AIs, shall we say. Yes. Anyway, yeah, I've been put on notice with that card that there's something going on here that isn't just Harry suffering from some sort of trauma when he hears the helicopters flying overhead in Montecito, miles and miles and miles away from where they were actually protesting and carrying on. So, situation we are dealing with, what are we dealing with? And we're dealing with duality, and it's in reverse. It's one of these extra cards that some tarot decks think they need to torment us with by including in tarot. And this one is about what is truth, basically. It says, where lies absolute reality when one thing depends upon another? It's the light and dark, it's all yin and yang and all of that stuff. So obviously we are interdependent, and the light can only exist if there's dark, and the dark can only exist if there is light. All of that binary, that kind of stuff. But it says observe duality and know the interrelation. Some editing there perhaps required. Perspective defines all, and it's in reverse again. I'm getting the notion that we're not being told the full story here. And there's something going on that just red flags for me when I see that card. So let's see what's going on. How comfortable is Harry in California? How happy is he living there, living his dream life, surfing USA? We got the Knight of Wands. Okay. We've got Africa. We've got somebody who would like to travel, somebody who would like adventures, somebody whose adventures may not just be limited to actual travel. The Knight of Wands is quite the player, shall we just say. So he's having a lot of fun, basically. He's getting around a lot. We have that he's very seldom in Montecito, allegedly, hardly ever seen somewhat more than she is. But I think he drifts in and out, and he probably lives quite an exotic life. Maybe the company he keeps, the places he goes, the things he does. He doesn't want to be chained down, though, with that Knight of Wands. He's not hating his life there. Let me make it very clear for me as an energy reader. He's not hating his life. But I think he's restless. And I think he's feeling called to somewhere else. And when you see that lion there, you know where he's been called to. It's a constant call, apparently. So not all bad, but does he regret moving there, as this article went to some lengths, Magician, to tell us duality in reverse? Does he really regret it? Does he really think it was a big mistake? I get the world. No, not. This is not what's going on in this reading. The world is success. The world is a good outcome of something. If he regretted moving to California, we'd get a very different card. We would not be getting the card of success and accomplishment and life goals achieved at last. This was a life goal. He's living a good life in California with that Knight of Wands, in my opinion. And he's very happy with the way life has unfolded. He obviously did not want to be a working royal in England. He wanted California and all it offered with that Knight of Wands energy, and he got it. So what is really going on? Let us see how safe Harry and Meghan are, as I say, not from raging YouTubers, but from the raging mob. How safe are they in Montecito? And Temperance, they're very safe, they're very protected. That energy is the angel, their guardian angels are watching over them in the form of Harry's best friend, that ex-royal protection officer, whatever his name is. They couldn't be safer. They're living in a kind of Garden of Eden, really, in Montecito. So how traumatizing are these choppers going overhead constantly, the whirring blades triggering for Harry, or not? 10 of Cups, I would say, or not. I mean, most likely who's whizzing past in their helicopter is a friend of Harry and Meghan's, not riot police. More likely some rich friend who's just dropping by in their helicopter. Happy, happy card, 10 of Cups, happy. Look how happy all of this is. The only thing that makes me think, is that I have the Magician there and I have the Duality card in reverse over there. That if you are going to express dissatisfaction with something, you have actually got some pleasure out of the situation as well, because that's what duality is really about. So let's see if he would really like to leave California. 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This is the friendship card, the partying hard card, the celebrating card, and it's in reverse. He might be quite lonely, he might be falling out with people, or he might just be isolated, and he is isolated. I don't need to say allegedly. He might have partied too hard for some time in California. Just the one thing that's coming off that 3 of Cups for me. And it might have caught up with him a bit. Hard partying can sometimes catch up with one. Also, he might just be feeling alone, feeling cut off from his old mates and his old haunts and his party lifestyle elsewhere. This is not about feeling unsafe and frustrated with Meghan's timing and how off it is. This is about something else, and we knew that because we had the Spinmeister there as our underlying energy with the Magician. This is more about maybe him being left out, being cut off, being bored, wanting to be somewhere else. It might not be moving to California that Harry regrets so much as how he's allowed himself to be cut off from his old lifestyle that he regrets. And we know who did the cutting off, not just of his lifestyle. A lot of people wonder what exactly she carries around in her handbag. The late Queen carried a marmalade sandwich around in her handbag. Some people speculate Meghan carries some rather fuzzy and furry things in hers. Let's not be too crude. Let's ask, if he could leave, where would he go? our anxious resident of California. Where would he go? Oh, Mummy Diana, Mummy Diana, Mummy Diana. Okay, Queen of Cups. I was thinking that we might see Africa, which is why I picked this particular tarot deck to read with. And we did get Africa there, sort of, with the Knight of Wands. But now we got Mummy Diana. I think that he would like to go back to England, and he would like to stay with the Spencer family and go every day and commune. That's what it's telling me. And then, of course, all the friends would rally round. We saw him knocking on doors, ringing bells, peering anxiously through letterboxes and stuff like that when he was back in London for that failed appeal. That's where his heart really is. That's what he really wants. He wants his old life back. Will he go? Will he go? Drum roll. What is going to happen? Ooh, we got the devil stuck. Not yet. And it's an interesting devil, because the devil, you know, if we're in Joseph Conrad territory and we're talking apocalypse now, which, as I said, was my working title, well, there we have it. Mr. Kurtz, right there, the devil. He's gone too far down this road for him to be able to extricate himself easily from what he has fallen into. The temptation, Knight of Wands, the good life, Three of Cups. This had a little surprise for me, this reading, and I always enjoy this kind of surprise. And so thank you to Universe for these cards, and thank you for watching, and let us hope that the evil AI will allow me to upload this video in due course.